It is that time of year again, that wonderful time of year again, where the Srila Prabhupada Marathon is about to commence. In one conversation Srila Prabhupada had with a person called Mike Robinson, the subject of birth, old age, disease and death came up. And Srila Prabhupada expressed that devotees, and of course in particular Srila Prabhupada's books, they offer the only solution to those problems. They went on to discuss, and actually most people don't really see those as problems. They're just they see them as part of life, but not necessarily a problem. Most people would identify more with the adhyatmic, adhidevic, adhibotic problems that they face. That does tend to be something that people identify with. But whatever the problems, the reality is that the only solution to them is transcendental knowledge, is Srila Prabhupada's books. So in that sense, every single book distributor is performing the most important service, the most important welfare work, the most important humanitarian, and of course all other living entity work that can possibly be performed. And we just see, currently in the world, whether it's COVID or famine or migration or war. Actually, we have more wars right now than we've ever had in the history of the world. Racism, or currently what seems to be kind of top of the crisis pops at the minute, is actually the whole thing about the environment and climate change, etc. And even just anecdotally, it's quite amazing. I remember my very first time staying in the ashram in a temple, or more precisely, I remember my very first time being in a bathroom the next morning. And of course, what's the first thing that we do? We go to the bathroom, we will brush our teeth. So I'm brushing my teeth in the bathroom. This goes back, 40 years or something. And I'm brushing my teeth and I have the tap running. And a devotee leans over and he turns the tap off and he says, "Prabhu, please don't waste Krishna's energy." This is 40 years ago. Devotees telling me not to waste Krishna's energy. And actually, within a day or two of that, I went out on Sankirtan. The best training possible for anyone who comes in contact with the Hare Krishna movement. Really the best initial training you can have, maybe the best training you can ever have, is going out trying to distribute Srila Prabhupada's book. So within a few days I was out, going out on that wonderful endeavor. And as we were driving down the road, again I was with my Sankirtan leader, I started to eat an apple. And when I finished the apple, I rolled down the window of the car and I threw the apple butt out the window. Now, in my defense, I would say the apple butt, it's organic, so it will decompose, etc. But my Sankirtan leader, he stopped the car, but he wouldn't turn around. So now I'm a few hundred meters further down the road from where I discarded the apple butt. And he said, "Prabhu, please go out, go back, pick up that apple butt and put it in a bag, whatever, and we'll dispose of it properly later." And then the point that he made to me was, nature is Krishna's energy. So if we're throwing things out into nature, it's kind of impersonal. It's like throwing them on Krishna's lap or something. It's kind of an impersonal thing to do. So really, devotees are kind of the Adi environment, among everything else, the kind of Adi or the original environmentalists like that too. So as the darkness of winter, and that is another amazing thing, that we always have the marathon at this time of year, the Srila Prabhupada Marathon. And of course in the Northern Hemisphere at least, winter is here. And winter is setting in. The shortest day of the year is the 21st of December. So as winter sets in, what better thing can we do as devotees? And what better remedy than the distribution of the sunlight of transcendental knowledge, to lift the darkness of winter, lift the darkness of whatever darkness may be there, or whatever darkness exists in our lives, in the lives of others, in the lives of this planet, in the life of the universe, etc. What better thing can we do than distribute transcendental sunlight? And not just transcendental sunlight, but transcendental sunlight that is the incredible books of A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Please have a wonderful marathon, everybody, and I look forward to seeing you all at the end of it, where we can celebrate not just the service and the distribution of Srila Prabhupada's books like that, but also fully in the knowledge that our service is very, very pleasing to the most important person in our lives. Thank you all very much. Hare Krishna, and have an absolutely wonderful marathon. Jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.